Hi, my name's Nina Beriss. I am a rising junior at Reed College, and I'm a linguistics major and a Russian minor. There was this linguist who came to speak at Reed who was a Bryn Mawr alum who is a former student of Brooks. Her name is Rachel Elizabeth Weisler. I ended up getting in touch with her just generally. This year I started studying sociolinguistics and learning about the social factors that are relevant to language, like things like standard language ideology and the way that different languages are devalorized and become threatened. And then I started reading more about language endangerment. So once I told Rachel about that when I chatted with her, and she ended up putting me in touch with Brooke because she knew about Ticha and thought it would be a good fit. So mostly what I've been doing this summer has to do with pedagogical materials. So a big part of what I've been working on this summer has been these teaching guides that I put together for all of the currently available chapters of the textbook Kaseid Insan, and like our ideas that they'd be used by teachers to kind of guide them through teaching the lessons, or as like a little way to promote these chapters to teachers. So they include stuff like main points of the lesson, guiding questions, like resources that are relevant to each lesson, what classes or grade levels each chapter might be appropriate for. So I've just been synthesizing all the information from each chapter to put together these guides. Yeah, I've also been doing some educator outreach stuff. So I've put together some stuff to kind of encourage high school teachers around the country to use the chapters from Kaseid and San. So telling them the benefits of like using our textbook and the topics that are included in the topics that are more linguistics, more history, more having to do with activism and social media, a whole range of things, but also encouraging educators to use our textbook because we try to center a different audience and we try not to echo colonial perspectives. And it's kind of a new way to present a lot of important ideas about underrepresented groups of people to your students. In addition to that, I've been working on like co-authoring a couple new chapters. The one that I was working on previously, it's about reading an interlinear linguistic analysis. So I was working with one of the other research assistants to put together information and a chart for understanding the very technical abbreviations and definitions that are used in those to help people who are not linguists use these interlinear analyses for texts that are translated from one language to another. So in this case, from Colonial Valley Zapotec to English. And then the other chapter that I've started working on more recently with Shoshana, who's another intern, is sort of an introductory guide for non-Zapotec readers of the textbook on how to interact with these materials, how to be respectful, and also understanding why the authors of the textbook use certain terminology and try to center Indigenous actors in their wording, and why the textbook includes questions that are directed specifically at Zapotec readers, and it doesn't necessarily have American high school students as its audience, which is how a lot of educational materials usually are. Something that's been very meaningful to me has been what a collaborative process it is, and how it really includes everybody on the team and every decision. Everyone's input was taken into account. It wasn't just the academics whose voices were heard. I just felt like it was a very collaborative and inclusive process of like making these educational materials.